Hey, what's good, ladies and gentlemen? It's RFG back at it today, and I'm here to go over a post that Killer Mike made on Instagram 4 days ago. All right, I'm gonna break this shit down. All right, because I'm not going to flat out call Killer Mike an agent. Because a lot of the information Killer Mike was putting out, last year, the year before that, I actually agreed with. But after this post, this definitely gives me all of the clues, all right, and gives me the biggest indication that we might be dealing with an agent here, all right. He made a comment, or he actually made a post about Beyonce on his Instagram 4 days ago, and he basically said, he told the people that were bashing Beyonce, he told them to be quiet because Beyonce was doing nothing but promoting ancient African spirituality. All right, this is what Killer Mike said. Killer Mike told the people to leave Beyonce alone. All right. And he said, you guys are closed-minded. You guys don't know African history, and you guys need to stop attacking Beyonce because she's just promoting ancient African spirituality. And then he basically said, well, this is it right here. All right. This is what he said. Because some of us are so drunk off Satan's version of Christianity, we believe Beyonce horned head ornament is satanic. It's actually an acknowledgement to who you really are. These women are from the Dinka and Mercy tribes. Horned headdresses and also lip plates are a sign of prestige and honor. Your devil is the white supremacy system that uses religion to keep you enslaved by the image of your masters. Stop with the self-hate and investigate who we actually are, because we are way before any Abrahamic religions and will remain long after they're gone. God bless and love you. All right. So that's basically, what the whole synopsis of what he said. And he mixed truths with falsehoods. He mixed truth with falsehoods. Okay. All right. Now, let me tell you guys something. What Killer Mike is doing is what so many people in the conscious community are doing, and that is why I do not consider myself a member of the conscious community, all right? Because the conscious community is nothing but a shit show. It's nothing but a shit show where people just want to be entertained, all right? If you're a person who doesn't make videos, you only look at the video makers for entertainment and shock value. And if you are making videos, it's all about who has the best information, who's putting out what first, and who has the best information. You see, the word conscious community, you see, the word community is about commune, which is coming together, all right, coexisting, cohabitating in a community together. And that's not happening in the goddamn conscious community. It's all about who has this, who has that, whose information has the best shock value and gives them the most clout. All right. And it's turned into nothing but love and hip hop entertainment. So that's why I don't consider myself a member of the conscious community anymore, because it's not about putting out factual, real documented information. It's about looking good. You know what I'm saying? Looking good and sounding good and telling the people what they want to hear. But guess what, goddammit? RFG is going to give you that raw, unfiltered, okay, that raw, unfiltered medicine that's going to give you that nasty ass aftertaste for about 12 goddamn hours. Okay? But guess what? You need it because it's only for your benefit. All right? So Killer Mike said, leave Beyonce alone. She's only representing an ancient African goddess known as Hathor. He said that lip plates are royal, all right? And he's trying to connect the American melanated people to the Dinka and the Mercy tribes, all right, and the so-called melanated people in America are not tied to the Mercy and Dinka tribes, all right. Okay, the melanated people in America actually have a higher neuromelanin content than most of the Africans in Africa, all right. And I've broke that down scientifically and biologically in my previous videos on this channel. So you already know I can't be talking out of my ass. But let me put these nails in the coffin, all right, for Killer Mike's ideology and everybody else in the conscious community who's under this notion of if the image is African, if the image is ancient African, it has to be righteous. If the image is ancient indigenous, it has to be righteous. You see? And people like this are under the illusion of there was no evil in the world before the Caucasian came to the earth. There's some people out there who actually believe that there was no evil on the earth. There was no evil that existed before the Caucasian came to the earth. Guess what? You motherfuckers are in for a rude awakening today. You in for a rude awakening today. Like I said, I'm getting ready to bust all of it up. All of it. All right? So this is what made Killer Mike make this post about, the Maasai and the African tribes putting the bull horns on their heads, plates in their lips. It's because Beyonce made a video, all right, where you saw her with the bull horns or the cow horns on her head, all right, and the so-called solar disk in the middle. That's actually the planet Venus. That's the planet Venus. That's not the solar disk and these particular Hathor horns, all right? Now, I'm going to basically tie this to the Baphomet theology, even though in this picture, Beyonce is personifying the goddess Hathor, all right? So, let's break this down, all right? For all of the sheeple who believe that so-called evil came here with the Caucasoid. Okay, I'm going to be busting that up. Listen very carefully. Pay attention. All right? This is what I posted on Instagram. There's a notion going around in the so-called conscious community where people believe just because a deity has African origins, it somehow automatically makes the deity righteous. That's not wise discernment at all. When we research the true origins of Baphomet, we understand this deity is known as the Papa Legba in West Africa, and this deity is also known as Ogo according to the Dogon tribe. All right? The Dogon creation story states the all-knowing essence of creation, known as Amma, created the universe, which is the cosmic egg. Amma birthed out 4 pairs of twin deities through the hole in the Milky Way. Western scholars claim all 4 pairs of these deities were hermaphrodites and claim that Ogo didn't have a twin. The Dogon elders claim Ogo was the only one of these deities born without a gender. All right, so yeah, so the Dogon elders claim that Ogo was the only one of his siblings that didn't have a gender. So they're saying Ogo was a hermaphrodite. All right, and because of this, Ogo stole Amma's placenta and created the earth out of it. Filled with envy and rage, Ogo created legions of beings to do its bidding. Ogo also created the first humans as a slave species, which were first asexual females. All right? When Ogo created this earth, Ogo created spliced the first humans into existence, which were asexual females. This was done on Venus and the earth. Okay? So yeah, they were asexual females. Ogo made a minor mistake which cause human women to have small penises known as the clitoris. You see this image, this guy right here, or this, this he-she right here, is a depiction of Ogo. This is why Ogo is depicted with female breasts. All right. Because Ogo was not a full male. Ogo was not a full male. All right. So when Ogo started splicing certain humans into existence, they were asexual females that got impregnated by sunlight. But he wanted the females to have breasts and a penis just like him. He wanted the females to have breasts and a large penis just like him. But Ogo made a genetic mistake. He made a mistake, and the penises of the women came out very small. All right, and that's how you get the clitoris. That's how you get the clitoris. All right, it was Ogo's genetic mistake. When the nomos of Sirius got word of what Ogo was doing on Earth and Venus, the nomos engineered the male human sex to come to Earth to bring balance and order, because Ogo was the god of chaos and disorderly function. All right, so the nomos got together, created the male sex to come to the Earth, all right, to bring balance and abundance and harmony on the Earth, all right, to balance the masculine and feminine forces. All right, the nomos created the male sex. The followers of Ogo created the female sex, and also created hermaphrodites. This is why Hollywood, aka Hollyweird, is always promoting the Baphomet, and they're always promoting Hathor. All right, you never see the Hollywood stars promoting ISIS. You never see the Hollywood stars and the rappers promoting Osiris. You never see the Hollywood stars promoting Ptah. You see what I'm saying? You don't see them wearing Ptah necklaces. All right, you don't see them paying homage to the goddess Neith. You see, because those are all deities that are that have humanity's best interest. There's certain deities that have humanity's best interest. There's other deities that do not have humanity's best interest. And yes, all of these deities are heavily carbonated beings. They are heavily carbonated beings. But guess what? Just because you are heavily carbonated does not make you righteous. Does not mean that you are vibrating on a high frequency. Okay? There is no light versus dark, because all of the gods are dark matter beings. You cannot manipulate light unless you can manipulate dark matter. Therefore, all of these deities, all right, whether they're considered gods or demons, they're all dark matter beings. Some of them want humans to be enslaved in the material realm, all right? Some of them want humans to stay in the cycle of reincarnation in the material realm, and other gods want humans to break out of that cycle of reincarnation, and they want humans to achieve spiritual godhood. So you have the gods, you have the carbonated gods who want humans to achieve immortality outside of the material realm, and then you have gods who want the human souls trapped on the physical realm of existence. All right, stuck in a cycle of reincarnation. That's what it's all about. It's all about escaping the material realm, escaping reincarnation. All right, this is what the people in ancient Kemet understood. This is what the goddess Isis, aka Aset, brought forth to humanity. This is why the goddess Isis, Aset, is the female Christ. All right, you have a male Christ who is Asar, okay, Asar and Haru, and then you have the female Christ who is Aset. If it wasn't for Aset, Asar would have never resurrected. Okay? Because it was Aset, it was Isis who became the first master of dark alchemy. All right? The first master of the dark arts, of dark alchemy, of true Hika magic. All right? That is why Isis is the female Christ. This is why the people in power love to tarnish the name Isis. You see how the warlocks in power tried to tarnish the name Isis, because they don't want Isis to be worshipped. They want everybody focused on Baphomet, who is actually Ogo, all right, who is actually Set in ancient Kemet, who is actually Father Time, Yaldabaoth, the demiurge, who wants to keep your damn soul trapped in this third dimensional paradigm. Okay? Okay? This earth and nature is nothing but the realm of the parasites. I'm going to repeat that. This earth and nature, the whole physical universe, is nothing but the realm of the parasites. All right? Because we have to keep consuming energy to stay alive. That's parasitical behavior. The realm of pure light that exists outside of this realm is the realm of pure light. All right? Where everything you think of manifests into existence. All right? Okay, so this is the mind fuck. This is the mind fuck. Killer Mike believes that just because a deity is African, that automatically makes the deity righteous, and that's bullshit. That's complete utter bullshit. You have dark carbonated gods who want human souls trapped on this earth because they want to harvest their energy, and then you have dark carbonated gods who want human souls to transition outside of this physical realm, of this physical matrix. All right? Okay? It's time to wake up. It's time to wake the hell up. All right? And I already told you guys who Hathor is. So let me break this down once again, how Hathor is not a deity that has humanity's best interest. And I'm going to break this shit down. All right, pay attention, listen very carefully. The goddess Hathor was the original female primordial deity that was worshipped by humans on Earth and Venus. This goddess is associated with physical beauty, art, artificial light, mirrors, the light photon spectrum, music, dance, harvest, and sensual pleasures, as well as fertility. What you think is a solar disk between her horns is actually the planet Venus between her horns. That's why everything she represents is associated with the planet Venus. This is why there's a mountain on Venus named Hathor. There is a mountain on Venus named Hathor. That's not a fucking coincidence. She was worshipped by every ancient culture when Earth was under a full matriarchal system of government. The Egyptians of the old dynasty paid homage to her for thousands of years until they were informed about her role in the biblical flood, which killed most of the children of the Titans, or the Nephilim, on the earth. All right? So if you do your research, Hathor was serving Amun-Ra and Set. Hathor was serving Amun-Ra and Set. All right, which brought about the fucking biblical floods over the earth, which destroyed Babylon, which destroyed Sumeria, destroyed Kemet, and many other ancient godly civilizations over the earth. All right, the Nephilim, which were the children, the direct children of the Anunnaki, were destroyed. Most of them were destroyed because of that flood. All right? Because you had Anunnaki that had gills that could breathe underwater, and then you had Anunnaki that were fully aerobic. I think that's the word for it. They breathed air. All right? So Hathor, according to the pyramid text, and right here I have the the quotes from the pyramid text. All right, it says Hathor was not only responsible for the yearly inundation of the Nile, she was named also the Great Flood for the universal big flood. For the universal big flood. All right. In special moments of humanity, Hathor was so angry that the people were disobedient to God. Hathor was so angry that people were disobedient to God that she became Sekhmet to destroy the people, all right, sending fire and big floods on earth, all right, big floods on earth, all right, and she did this because she was serving Amun-Ra right here, okay, the jealous God of that Bible. Now let me continue to break this down. Because I didn't finish the paragraph. All right. So the Egyptians of the old dynasty paid homage to her for thousands of years until they were informed about her role in the biblical flood, which killed most of the children of the Titans, which were the Nephilim on the earth. Hathor's role in the global flood proved her allegiance to the gods Set and Amun-Ra, which are the jealous gods over the Habiru, which are the Hebrews. After certain pharaohs received this information, they discovered the goddess Aset was the true female Christ because of her ability to resurrect Asar. This is why during the 5th dynasty of Kemet, Hathor was replaced by Aset as the main female deity of worship. Hathor is the feminine aspect of the biblical Lucifer and rules over every aspect of this physical matrix. Hathor rules over the subatomic magnetic fields known as light photons, which gives the light illusion of being matter. All right, I'm going to repeat that. Hathor rules over the subatomic magnetic fields known as light photons, which traps light and gives it the illusion of matter. All right, so Hathor rules over the whole goddamn matrix, which is the universe, which is the physical universe, which is the realm of the parasites. All right. Right here, Aset, aka Isis, was the goddess that resurrected Asar and taught humans the practice of dark alchemy, so we would be able to escape reincarnation, escape purgatory, and escape the goddamn underworld. This is why the Zionist warlocks went out of their way to tarnish the name Isis, because she's the real female Christ. The same Zionists put their puppet Beyonce in place to promote the goddess Hathor and the Baphomet, when neither of those deities have humanity's best interest. Okay? So this is why they have these stars promoting Hathor and promoting the Baphomet. You see? Because when we do the I don't give a damn what Wikipedia says. I don't give a damn about what Wikipedia says, or what this professor says, or what this so-called scholar says, or what this YouTuber says. Guess what? Guess what the pyramid texts say? Guess what the pyramid texts say about Hathor? All right? Guess what the Dogon tribe say about Ogo? All right? And Ogo is the goddamn Baphomet, Father Time, who came to this earth. And you know what Father Time did? You know what this Baphomet Ogo did? It separated the waters below from the waters above. It separated the waters above from the waters below. The waters below from the waters above. And when this happened, it created the realm of air. It created the atmosphere on the earth. All right? So, you know what this did? This caused humanity to be taken off of Amma's placenta. Research the Dogon creation story. Amma's placenta is located near the center of the Milky Way, the center of the galaxy. All right? When this deity came to Earth, it split the waters below from the waters above, and it gave this earth an atmosphere with a Van Allen belt around it. Okay? All right? And when that happened, the realm of air was created. The realm of air was created. This is why they call Satan the Prince of Air. This is why they call Satan the prince of air, because it created the realm of air when it separated the waters below from the waters above. You see? And it says that in the goddamn good book in the Bible. It says that the waters below were split from the waters above. So you know what that means? The goddamn God of the Bible is this goddamn Baphomet picture that you're looking at right now. This is the God of the Bible. All right? And this is the female counterpart, Hathor. These are your gods of the Bible. All right? Set, Hathor, and Amun-Ra. Those are your jealous gods of the Bible, and their mission is to keep you in a soul trap, reincarnating in the physical realm over and over and over again. All right? And they're gonna take your past life memory away with the moon. They do that with the vibration of the moon. They take your past life memory away. All right? Guys better wake the fuck up, man. You know what I'm saying? And this goes for all of the sheeple out there who are under this notion of, well, if it's ancient African symbolism, it must be good. If it's an ancient African deity, it has to be good. We got to get out of that. That is the most dogmatic form of thinking in the universe. All right? The so-called struggle between good and evil was going on billions of years before the Caucasoid came to the earth. The so-called struggle between good and evil was going on in this universe billions of years before the Caucasoid came to the earth. Better wake up. Number of Native American tribes, 574. And, you know, this was before the Caucasoid's colonization started. This was before the Caucasoid came to the earth. And how do you think all these tribes started among the indigenous? Internal warfare. Internal warfare. How do you think it was so easy for the Caucasoid to gain power over the earth? Internal warfare. Melanated people killing other melanated people. Okay? Look at all the so-called tribal nations of the Western Hemisphere. North, Central, and South America. Look at this. Look at all these different damn tribes. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? And these sheeple want to tell me that the so-called Caucasoid is responsible for the world's evils? Terribly miseducated, and you've been brainwashed by the not-so-conscious community. Okay? Because melanated people were warring. We were warring with each other way before the Caucasoid came into existence. Look at Africa. Look at all the damn tribes in Africa. And this is really going to blow everyone away. All right? There are over 3,000. There are over 3,000 tribes in Africa with different languages and different theologies. Folks, that couldn't have happened unless people were warring and divided before the Caucasoid came into existence. This is the painful reality people are going to have to deal with. Okay? And you already know I'm never going to let the establishment off the hook for what they have done to this earth. All right? You know, they are being dealt with as we speak by the universal forces of the Nomo. All right? And the Netzeru. The parasite on the earth is being vanquished at an alarming rate that is way faster than what I thought it would happen. Okay? So the parasite is being done away with. The parasite's reign over the earth was only temporary. Okay? That's cool. But how come nobody in this so-called conscious community wants to talk about hundreds of thousands of years of tribal warfare and division amongst melanated people all over the goddamn earth? All right? And we want to sit here and we want to act like just because certain deities have African origins, that actually means something. And we do that without researching the full history of the goddamn deity. You see? Because most people, like I said, they just look at this shit as entertainment. They look at it at face value. They follow people, just because they have a lot of fame and clout, like Killer Mike. And they follow information that just makes them feel good. The information was never supposed to be used as a drug. It's never supposed to be used as a feel-good drug. All right? This is supposed to be used to ascend our consciousness to a godlike vibration, a godlike frequency outside of the light photon spectrum. All right? So can't nobody say that the so-called Caucasian was the beginning of evil in the universe or on the earth. All right? That's impossible. That's impossible. You have hundreds of thousands of years of civilization of melanated people on the earth, and like I said, we have hundreds and thousands of historic records of melanated people going to war with each other. All right? And this is what you're never going to hear from the main YouTubers on YouTube, and all these people who think they're woke. You're never going to hear this from them. You know why? Because this takes self-accountability. This takes humbleness and self-accountability. You see, we always want to put our problems off on some other bullshit, and just as a diversion, so we don't have to come together and unify and get our shit together. You see? But no. I'm banging that shit up. You see, I'm banging that shit up today. So yeah, like I said, the Caucasoid is indeed a spliced being that is only a little bit over 5,000 years old. All right, some call him the Mazungu, the Yurugu, the Neanderthal, the Troglodyte, the devil, Satan incarnate, the original culture vulture, Voltaire's animalistic barbaric behavior. Like I said, yeah, genetically recessive, calcified pineal glands to disturb serotonin levels. Yeah, okay, that's perfectly fine. But see, I have ascended past that consciousness. You see, when you first wake up out of the matrix, a lot of people, they talk about this information a lot, and they give this information a lot of energy. But as you transcend in consciousness, and as you grow in consciousness, you realize, you're like, wait a second, there was thousands of years of melanated history on the earth, hundreds of thousands of years, millions of years of melanated people on the earth, and we've been warring with each other for hundreds of thousands of years. All right? And the proof is in the pudding. Otherwise, you wouldn't have 3,000 tribes in Africa with 2,000 different languages, and you wouldn't have 574 Native American tribes in the Western Hemisphere. You see? Because we were warring with each other far before the Tamahu's creation. Okay? And right here, you see this shit in ancient Egypt. All right? We've been warring with each other for the longest, so we got to get off of that bandwagon of the Caucasoid this, the Caucasoid that. Yes, their empire is completely evil. Yes, their empire is completely parasitic, and it is falling as we speak, and it is being done away with. Yes, I get it. We get it. All right? What I'm saying is, we got to clean up house. We got to clean up house. All right? If we want to ever wish of gaining back the power that we once had. All right? We have to be humble. We have to come together and unite on a united front. We have to put petty differences aside. All right? And we have to acknowledge the fact that we were warring with each other far before the Caucasoid came into existence. All right. Anybody who tries to argue with that is a full-blown agent. Full-blown. All right. Like I said, you got articles, you got so many documentaries, books, and articles on this shit. This shit was written and drawn in hieroglyphic walls. You know what I'm saying? And then we have a lot of this Willie Lynch syndrome that's going on in the so-called conscious community. All right. Where, you still got people that are worried about how much so-called melanin one has in their skin tone, when the melanin count, the real melanin count, is not the melanin in the skin tone. It's the melanin that's produced by the pineal gland, and that is neuromelanin. All right. So a person can be of another so-called race, but can pick up a genetic trait from a deep ancestor, along, a distant ancestor, and can inherit a high amount of neuromelanin. All right. There are people, certain people of so-called mixed race, who inherited a large number or a large count of neuromelanin produced by their pineal gland. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is there is a group of beings in every so-called race that have active pineal glands. This is what ignorant people don't realize. This is the difference between a surface dweller and somebody who's actually enlightened. You see, you're not going to get this anywhere else on YouTube. All right? Plain and simple. This is the reason why in some circumstances you may have mixed people of mixed descent or people of a lighter skin shade that go against the establishment and sacrifice their life going against the establishment. And then, on the other hand, have people of a darker skin shade completely coon it up and completely sell out their race. You know what I'm saying? And nobody wants to talk about that. So if having dark skin was all that mattered, why are there so many people of a darker skin shade that are selling our people out? And like I said, the list goes on and on and on and on, and nobody wants to talk about it. You see? And I'm not saying that there are no lighter skinned coons, or there's no lighter skinned sellouts, because there's a shitload of them. All right. All I'm saying is we got to stop being so surface level. We got to stop being so surface level, and you can never call yourself woke or spiritually enlightened if you are still under this psychological form of slavery right here. All right. So like I said, there are many people who you would consider so-called full-blooded Atlantean, but guess what? They don't want to use what the universe gave them. They don't want to tap into what the universe gave them. So they coon it up. They sell their own people out, and they coon it up. You see? And this has to be addressed. This has to be addressed. So that's basically all I had to say in regards to Killer Mike's post. I do not agree with it. All right. I respectfully disagree with it. Just because a deity is African does not make it righteous. All right. Flat out. You have carbonated gods who want us to achieve spiritual immortality, and then you have carbonated gods who want to keep our souls trapped in this realm of matter. All right. So with all that being said, that's all I had to say on this topic. There's a lot of people who want me to touch on the situation in Lebanon. Yes, there was a bombing in Lebanon. I know all about it. I do believe It was done by the warlocks in power as a distraction. This was done as a complete distraction, all right, to distract us from going within, all right? And they also did this to spread more fear, amongst the so-called religious folk, all right? Everything they do is connected to an agenda, all right? And they're getting desperate because all of their agendas are falling, so they had to drop a very large missile on innocent women and children and men. All right, very, very sad circumstances. But see, you know, when the warlocks lose power, you see, I think the warlocks would rather try to destroy this earth than to give it back to the indigenous people. I think in their minds they rather destroy the earth than to give it back to the rightful owners, which are the indigenous people of the earth. You see. But guess what? Nature, the nomos, and the neterus have a different say in the matter. This is why the Russian and the American nuclear missiles. This is why the Russian, American, and the Iranian nuclear missiles have been neutralized by the Anunnaki. Go look up the documents. Go look up the article. All right, that was done by the Washington Post on that matter. All right, so that's really all I had to say on this topic. If you want more in-depth exclusive videos regarding breakdowns of movies, TV series, or certain cartoons, subscribe to the Patreon account. I appreciate everyone who supports RFG and Atlantean movement. Please like, share, and subscribe. It's the Chosen One, man. I'm out.